Everyone, I am coming to you today to talk to you about the top 5 things I did to repair and maintain my credit. I learned this many years ago, about 14, 15 years ago. I owned a property that I was using as a rental at the time, and the tenants when it was time for them to leave, I had to go in and just take stock of the place. And when I walked in there, when I tell you I could not believe the state uh, of this rental property, like the condition it was in was horrific. And I realized that I was going to have to pay almost as much as that property was worth to repair it, to just fix it and get it back on the market to rent. So at that time, I wasn't making very much money. And I didn't have a lot saved up. And that's one thing I learned. If I'm ever going to be able to be a landlord again, I would definitely have money set aside, at least 50 grand set aside to ensure that I could make repairs to the place if need be, at least 50 grand. So, but yeah, it was out of my hands at that point because I didn't have the money to repair it. So I decided to file bankruptcy, and this was like 14, 15 years ago. And when I did that, there was 5 things that I learned during that time that has helped me to maintain the excellent credit that I have today. Because once you file a bankruptcy, your credit does take a nosedive for a short period of time. However, if you immediately start the process of rebuilding your credit, then the score will go back up really quickly. And I found that out. I do not recommend anybody file bankruptcy. So let's just get that out the way first. I am not a counselor. I am not a financial planner. I'm not a financial advisor. I am just someone who is sharing my journey with you guys. And it may help you, it may not help you, but I just wanted to share this all for free. I don't charge people. I'm not giving advice. I am just sharing my journey. Okay. So, first thing I learned when I was going through this bankruptcy is to always know and understand what is on your credit report. The attorney I was working with had asked me, hey, when's the last time you've looked at your credit report? And it had been years. It had been during the time I was purchasing my house, and the mortgage company had just given me a copy of my credit report. That was the only time I really looked at my credit report. I just kind of brushed it aside and was like, okay, whatever. I got my house, so I'm not really concerned about this anymore. So, first thing, obtain and understand what is on your credit report. That's very important. The second thing I did is I had to go to a credit repair company for credit counseling. Now, credit counseling and credit repair are 2 different things. I understand that. However, this company provided both. It was all part of the process of me going through this bankruptcy. So they did the credit counseling end of it, but they also gave me tips on how to repair my credit at the same time. This company was awesome. I hope I can go back through some old paperwork and find the name of this company because I would love to share it with people. I don't know how much they cost. The cost was rolled into my bankruptcy. So I was lucky in that sense to have such a great company, because there are companies out there who are charging you like these ridiculous upfront fees, or they're putting you on a retainer to help you repair your credit. And to me, that, like, if someone is asking you for fees up front before they even do anything, and I can understand there are some processing fees, but a good reputable credit repair company will just start working on your case from the beginning, and then they'll let you know what their cost is. So do your research and find it. If you're looking to repair your company, do your credit. Do your research and find a good company. The third thing I had to do during this bankruptcy is to understand what my FICO score is. So know and understand your FICO score. I had no idea what a FICO score was. Now I'm very well versed in what a FICO score is, why it's called a FICO score, and all that good stuff, and how to maintain that score. So that is very important to know and understand your FICO score. The fourth thing that came out of this was me always monitoring my credit. Now I look at my credit all the time. I actually have an alert set up on my credit. So if anybody runs my credit or anything is going to go to the credit companies, the credit bureaus, which there are 3, we are familiar with those, then I get an alert and it sends me an email saying, check out your credit. There's different alerts I have on there. So if it's pertaining to my credit, then they'll say it's in regard to your credit. If they alert me for some other reason, it'll just say, here's an alert, but it has nothing to do with your credit. So I always monitor my credit. I monitor my credit regularly. I obtain my credit report annually because the credit bureaus do allow you one free annual credit report. I get that all the time, and I usually get it in paper form. You can get it online, but I usually get mine in paper form. I just like having mine in paper form, and that's a whole nother conversation. If you guys would want me to share that part of my journey with you, I can definitely do that. Just hit me up in the comments below. The fifth thing I learned during this bankruptcy is to learn good spending habits so you can maintain a good credit score. It's so important to know how to budget your money, know how to have a financial balance, know how to be financially fit. Like, your financial literacy is so important. I am coming up on my countdown for retirement. I've been working for so long. I've been working pretty much since I was 14 years old. The career that I have now and the company that I work for now, it's a minimum age requirement for retirement. I have 12 years to go. Hallelujah. I've already put in 25 years. By the time I retire, I will have 38 years with my agency. But I love my work and I love what I do. But what I do want to have is, when I retire, I want to have financial freedom. So learning good spending habits has been my journey since 14 years ago, and I'm completely still on that path. I tell people all the time, well, my family and my friends who ask me, listen, if it's not going to appreciate in value, why in the world would you drop the amount of money you could buy property with on anything else? It's crazy to me because you see these people who go out and they drop this money on expensive cars, and I've always told myself, and I'm a Chevy girl, I love my Chevy. That's all I ever want. But if I ever have cash in hand and I want me a nice car, the only way I would ever spend a ridiculous amount of money on a car is to drop cash, no payment. And I think that's always the way to go. When you can drop cash and not have any kind of payment or interest incurring on things, listen, that's how I like to fly. Listen. So that's a whole nother conversation. If you guys want to hear about that, hit me up in the comments. However, I just want to remind you that this was my journey. These are the top 5 things that I did to repair and maintain my credit. Credit repair, it can be a whole nother topic as well, because it's the ins and outs of it is so technical. I didn't want to go that far into it because like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a financial planner. Just sharing with you guys my journey. So to recap, the top 5 things I did to repair my credit, to repair and maintain my credit. I obtained and understood what was on my credit report. I was put in contact with a reputable credit repair company. I was made to know and understand what my FICO score was. I was educated on how important it is to monitor your credit. I was also taught to have good spending habits so that I could maintain a good credit score. I thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to listen to this very short presentation. Hit me up in the comments. Good vibes only. We only spread love over here. No negativity, please. Constructive criticism. Listen, I'm all tongue-tied now. Constructive criticism is welcome, but just be kind. Be kind and hit me up. I've done a lot of things to be financially literate in the past. I'm going to say 14, 15 years. So any of that you guys would like for me to share with you, just hit me up in the comments. And until next time, peace, love, and blessings.